All right, welcome back to Fleccas Podcast, episode 42. Today on the show, an entire class of second graders changed their pronouns and their teacher explains why that's normal. You're never going to believe what's causing heart attacks and blood clots this week. Our Man on the Street affiliate proves Gen Z knows literally nothing. We have an Urban Decay section where a guy gets hit by a car and you're not going to believe what happens to him next. All this and more. It's Fleccas Podcast, episode 42, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
Fleccas Podcast featuring Richard Rapport. That was great.
Yep, one and done.
One and done, as always. Guys, before we get into the show, we have a new sponsor alert. Ring the bell with a new sponsor, guys. This episode is brought to you by the highly anticipated Contrast Debit Card. Guys, here at the show, we only support America First companies, and we only allow America First companies to support us back. This week's sponsor is the Contrast Debit Card, a new card that is coming soon that's going to allow you, the consumer, to get 10% back on America First products.
10% cash back, that's pretty good.
Very good. 10% cash back. And also, they're redistributing some of the profits to companies that are based here in America and that produce their products here in America. This is so important now more than ever. We need to be deliberate with our dollars, and the Contrast Debit Card is exactly how you do that. Link is in the description. Sign up for that waiting list today and send me a screenshot that you signed up for the waiting list for a chance to get a base mug sent to your house. It's free, it's easy, and it's for a good cause. This is how we win the culture war long term. The Contrast Debit Card. Thank you for sponsoring. Make sure you guys sign up for that waiting list. This is a fantastic product that's going to make a huge difference. Let's get to the show. All right, we are into housekeeping. Very grateful for our new sponsor.
Yeah,
that
good
feels
stuff.
good. Feels good. We're into housekeeping. Before we get into this week's episode, guys, we have kind of an update. Every week we've been kind of letting everyone know what causes blood clots and heart problems.
Yeah.
This week, there's some articles that came out. Napping and showering.
Cold showers.
Cold showers and napping is what's causing heart problems, strokes, and blood clots this week. We just wanted to let everyone know. Hopefully no one's taking naps or showering out there.
Yeah. And then they also said earlier, like, the way you sleep, and now it's just napping. So it's getting worse.
Yeah.
So it's going to be something else soon. Like
they're like, we got it. Like, they're like, what can we say? What's something that everyone does that we can kind of justify?
Eating fruit.
Blinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just got to New Orleans. This is our first episode from our temporary studio. Hopefully you guys don't notice too much of a difference.
I feel like I'm gigantic.
Yeah. Rap Boy looks a little big positioning wise, but that's okay. We drove up from Florida to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do a bit on Rap Boy. I was pulling up to him and I was driving my friend's wife's car. So not the usual car I drive. And I was pulling up next to him and I was trying to get next to him and look like a crazy person. So he would look over and be like, oh, like, what's Fleccas up to? Like, how's he drive? What's he doing? And I started doing like this Mars Attacks, like, and I was like waiting for him to see me. And for like 2 minutes straight, I'm like,
driving dead even with me.
driving dead even. He never looked over, but the people to my left looked over, and I looked over and saw them see me. And then I started dying laughing, and I was by myself, and they just thought I was a crazy person.
I think I was picking like a podcast to listen to at that time. So I was kind of like distracted.
Yeah.
So I missed them. And then we passed each other like multiple times. So
Yeah.
it was like
exactly. The road would open up, and Rap Boy's got like an old Jeep, so he can't go too fast. I had a little like Japanese car. A little Japanese car. So it was like I'm scooting around, I'm going fast, and then it's kind of like I don't know, simulation or something. 40 minutes later, I pulled up next to Rap Boy again in the next patch of traffic somehow,
knowing I was going like much slower than him.
Yeah, like he was going 65, and I was probably going like 85. But then somehow I came up on Rap Boy again, so that kind of drove me crazy for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to New Orleans, obviously we did what any normal person does when they move into a new place.
Yep.
We rewatched Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah.
We rewatched some comfort movies, Christian Bale Batman. There was a plot hole that I would like to talk about. It's not going to be a full Batman review like with the Charles Pattinson one. This is Robert Pattinson one, which I hated. Obviously, it was too dark, couldn't see anything. This was a little bit of a different plot hole. In the beginning of the Bane Christian Bale Batman, when Bane gets given over to the CIA, he's got his head cover on.
Yeah.
They put him on the plane. Then they talk and say, oh, what's your plan? And he goes, to crash this plane. Bump, bump, bump. With no survivors.
He snaps out of his handcuffs.
And he snaps out of his handcuffs.
Well,
and all it was zip ties.
Yeah.
So you'd think when they turned him over to the CIA, the guys would have been like, all right, who's this guy? Take his hood off. Oh, it's Bane. We got him. They didn't do that, I guess. They put him directly on the plane. Then he had like a dramatic moment and then snapped the zip ties and then he beat everyone up and crashed the plane.
Yeah. No pat down, no operational security at all to get on this little tiny jet.
What are our 3-letter agencies doing? And then it's like, wouldn't you put the zip ties on the guy and be like, this guy's wrists are gigantic.
This guy's shredded. He might be a villain.
Who is this guy I'm trying to lock up?
Yeah.
So I guess no one did that.
So probably on the 20th rewatch, we're still finding, a little bit of flaws.
We're finding holes. In the beginning, we enjoyed it and we loved it, and now we're starting to see the holes. You would have just been like, oh, this guy's gigantic. Oh, it's Bane. All right, let's really secure him. We got Bane.
That's Fleccas's comfort movies, is the Christian Bale Batmans, and then Seinfeld. That's it.
That's always an easy go-to for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Richard Rapway, on the way up, you were listening to True Crime podcast.
Yeah.
True Crime podcast.
Yeah. I love true crime podcasts.
And you notice it went a little woke, I guess, right?
Yeah. So I kind of talked about this briefly before, but true crime podcasts are like majority consumed by women.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're always like, and nobody should have to deserve that. And indigenous women, as we know, are not investigated as hard and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I was listening to one specific one. You want me to tell the story?
Please do.
I was listening to one specific one, and it was basically like this guy who was a serial killer or killed one, but like was probably going to be a serial killer. And he basically attempted to restrain this like prostitute, this cheap $80 prostitute. And the podcast hosts are kind of like commenting on this, like, oh, so he gave her the $80 like usual. And then like are telling this whole story about this woman who's like a street rat prostitute. And then she went back to the motel where she was staying with her guy friend who she bought drugs for. And they're kind of like painting this whole picture of like this $80 whore.
As if it's just some normal girl. Can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
She met some guy at a truck stop for $80.
Exactly. And then the women on the podcast were like, and the police didn't believe her. And it's like, yeah, you just painted the picture of an $80 whore living out of a motel, constantly buying drugs. I don't know what they were supposed to do. I don't know what the police were like, send everyone, And
as you know, sex work is real work.
Exactly. So it's 100% like that. And so I kind of listen and I just like to hear the facts. And then I, create my own opinion based on reading through the lines, basically. Like,
which is what you have to do now.
Exactly. So these women running the True Crime podcast, I won't name names, but cool it on the wokeness, ladies, because
it's getting sloppy.
It's getting crazy. I'm here to talk about murder.
Yeah, exactly. We are still in housekeeping. There's a quick video. Richard Rapway, did you hire someone to paint your pants or something?
I was wondering what this is. I thought you were going to do a bit on like Chinese people and like how embarrassing it is to serve America now, but it's just me being fat.
It's just Richard Rapway got his pants painted, it looks like.
This is like toxic chemicals too. Like they're doing bad shit to denim in China.
Yeah.
Isn't denim just like, isn't it supposed to be nothing? Like just
I think
the
it's supposed
fabric?
to be more natural. Yeah.
Well,
okay, moving on. We are still in housekeeping. This is a very good housekeeping. I have a new tip for people who barely reply to texts.
Okay.
So if you're talking to somebody and you actually do reply, you're in a chat you don't really want to be in anymore, and then someone sends you something like a video or like their script for their movie they wrote or whatever, you can say, oh, cool, thanks for sending. I'll check it out when I get home.
Yeah.
When am I getting home? In an hour? Tonight? Tuesday?
That's a good one.
Ball's back in my court. That's how you regain sovereignty in your life.
All right. So what do you do when they say, hey, did you get a chance to look at that yet?
I just don't reply. I just basically buy myself a day or two, and then when they reply again, I'm just pretty much a bad friend.
I'll just say this. Nobody listening to this podcast should take communication advice from Fleccas. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
He's a lot of unread shit.
I'm a bad communicator, and I'm working on it. Moving on, we're still in housekeeping. There is a new Joe Biden bot out.
Yeah, he doesn't blink very much.
He does not blink. And people are obviously going to say this is a conspiracy theory. And how do I know it's a bot? This is how I know it's a bot. The New York Post released an article saying, ooh, Putin body double at recent meeting, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Vladimir Putin possibly replaced by body double in Iran.
Projecting much?
Yeah.
It's what that means? That means there's a fake Joe Biden going around.
Yep.
And here it is. Here's Joe Biden, the Blinkless 3000. Doesn't blink.
You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. The brave women and men in blue all across this nation should never forget that.
Now, they do have a cut in there. There is one cut. So it's not just straight Joe Biden not blinking, but he doesn't blink in either cut.
Doesn't blink in either cut. And then the Joe Biden bot is claiming that the Democrats are the pro-police ones, and then Trump and his supporters are anti-cop.
It's a gaslighting Joe Biden robot.
Gaslighting. The gaslighting feature has been updated. Yeah. It doesn't blink yet. We need to work on the head shape, but that Joe Biden bot is passing. It looks like it's like a real Joe Biden.
Uncanny Valley. It passes.
It passes. It convinced most people. Most people have not realized that it's a bot. Yes, exactly. So Joe Biden bot is passing. Good news for the Democrats. No one noticed except for us, but we are
We're just yelling in our right-wing echo chambers.
We're just yelling in the wind here in our right-wing echo chamber. It does not matter. Moving on. Cringe of the week. This is a great cringe of the week. This is probably the best cringe of the week we've ever done. First one. The second grade teacher whose entire class changed their pronouns. This is a must watch.
Okay, so it took a couple of days for me to make this TikTok without crying, because that's what I do. Please ignore the dog bone crunching behind me. Anyhow, one of my students felt safe enough to share his pronouns with me. And when he did so, once the class knew that I knew, they all switched pronouns. They're second graders. Like, I'm torn between being really, really happy to be a safe space and just absolutely furious that an entire group of second graders has to keep this secret from not safe people.
It's like, don't you hear what you're saying?
I think you missed the point. You missed the conclusion you should be reaching.
Yeah, exactly. One kid told you they changed their pronouns. The teacher said it was cool and was cool with it. And then the whole class changed their pronouns. Doesn't that mean that changing their pronouns is kind of like a social fun thing to do for a young class of kids who don't know anything?
Yeah. And she says it's like, these kids just didn't have a safe space until they came to me. It's like, what are you talking about, lady? They're just blowing in the wind. They're doing whatever they want.
Yeah, the whole class of second graders is transgender.
Non-binary, at least, I guess.
At least non-binary. They all wanted to switch their pronouns. Like, doesn't that prove that they're not really ready to pick their pronouns yet? Because if the whole class switched, doesn't that kind of scientifically not add up?
Yeah, it's kind of like bad data. You just need to throw it out. It's like, well, the whole thing kind of blew up. I don't know what happened.
So, yeah, when should we cover pronouns? It's like, not second grade.
Yeah, too soon. Too soon, we learned.
Third grade, and it's like, 80% of the kids switch. Fourth grade, like 50%. All the way up 8th grade, 10%. It's like, all right, high school. We'll get to it in high school.
Yeah, and hopefully not even. But,
yeah,
I mean, this woman teacher, and it's like, oh my gosh, like the kids come home, like, I just changed my pronouns, mom. And it's like, oh, let me just call your teacher. And it's like, miss something. And then they hear the deep voice on the other end. And they're like, huh? Like, all right, so I'm calling the principal now.
And then
I'm
going to have my husband call the police.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, man. Make sure none of these kids get monkey pox.
Yeah, and I saw a couple of people, like, sorry, I saw a couple of these people, I saw a couple kind of right-wingers were talking like, I think we're overblowing what the teachers are doing and the kids. We're like overblowing it. And it's like, no, man, they give us new evidence every week. Like and my favorite part is the unknowingly admitting to what you've done. Mm-hmm. And it's like, these kids all just blossomed. And it's like, yeah, because of you did it. Like, it's not like it was this unfiltered, like them trying to come out.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I'm not. How old is second grade? 8?
I think it's like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So you have 25 7 or 8 year olds, then you kind of talk about gender and pronouns, and then they all switch their pronouns. It's like, then don't you hear what you're saying?
Yeah.
Doesn't this prove our side?
That
And
if
she's
they're
like,
introduced to it, they're gonna participate in it.
they don't have a safe place where they can all be transgender. Well, hopefully they don't get any more. Next clip, the nightclub teacher.
Yeah.
This is pretty funny. So this guy's a high school teacher. I don't know if guy is even the right word.
It says, "Welcome to my high school classroom / nightclub pride flag."
So they have like a disco ball. They have all these lights, the pride flags everywhere. And then the people on the right, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, kind of went after this individual.
Of course.
And then LGBTQ Nation tweeted out, the Canadian teacher has come under attack from far-right Americans on social media after extremist Chaya Raichik, who runs the account Libs of TikTok, posted one of his videos and accused him of turning his classroom into a nightclub, as if we got him. But in his TikTok, it says, welcome to my high school classroom / nightclub. But, oh, the right wing, they're really...
And it's like so many buzzwords in there, like extremist, right wing,
Yeah.
calm down, people. He admitted it. We're just pointing it out.
He admitted it. We're reiterating it. And that's the thing, too. It's like they always try to go after libs of TikTok as if they're, making stuff up or like using body cam. These people posted it on their public TikToks and on their public Instagrams, and then libs of TikTok repost it. Like there's no...
It's always a primary source.
It's very much a primary source. And it's not like a hidden camera and it's like, oh, this wasn't supposed to get out. They posted it publicly for everyone to see, and they're just not really happy with who's getting to it.
Yeah, it got out of their little echo chamber and it got into ours. We took it for proof.
Speaking of getting out of their echo chamber and into ours, we have a new favorite schizo, this guy, Dash Dabrowski.
Yeah, we love him.
We love this guy. He's my favorite. I follow him on Instagram, and he's an absolute manic nut.
Yeah.
Check out his video he made about Matt Gaetz.
Here's a video of Matt Gaetz being very disrespectful to women.
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
And not a single Republican condemned these statements because every Republican is a misogynist. Vote for the Democrats.
Vote for the Democrats.
Vote for the Democrats. He's very manic. Asylum seekers?
Yeah.
Like people who are seeking asylum, like immigration-wise.
Uh-huh.
I want to create a new category of people, asylum seekees.
Okay.
And it's the asylum coming and looking for people to put in the, so it's like he's an asylum seekee, or like the asylums are looking for him to put him away for being nuts.
Yeah. The vocal stuff, we should play a few more. I think we're gonna probably come back to this at some point, but his vocal strains, his manic expressions, the Republicans, and then just simply vote Democrat. It's like, who do you work for? I think he gets...
Yeah. Play another if you got one. Here's a video he made about January 6th.
Big news, the DOJ just confirmed that they are investigating Donald Trump's role in the January 6th attack. Donald Trump, buckle up, buddy, because they have so much evidence against you that I don't think you're gonna get away with this one.
And it always ends on like some manic face, like, that's why we got you dead to rights. You know what? He has like the face at the end of every at the end of every single one. He has like this face.
It's like an actor. He's got like a whole acting inflection thing, like where he pauses and for certain emphasis.
Yeah.
You know what I said this guy looks like? He looks like a British explorer who's about to steal all your artifacts and tell you why it's best for your culture that they belong in the British Museum.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it's like, hey, don't touch that. That's our stuff. Oh, we'll bring it back. We're gonna bring this back. We're gonna leave some here. We're gonna bring it back with us.
We'll keep it safe.
Yeah. It's like someone like told him, like gave him a tip, and then like, yeah, man, like do your videos, and then just kind of like be cool, you know, like yeah, like be cool.
I think he gets a little sheet from like Occupy Democrats that says like, here's the topics we're hitting today, Dash. Every video you get $75. Go at it.
And he just does it.
Yeah.
He goes to UCLA, so there goes another institution. I guess that means nothing anymore. But I like that guy.
I mean, you can have some liberal kids. I don't mind, you know, but it's like, I'm sure UCLA is also engaging in a lot of woke muppetry and bad stuff.
I like this guy, and it feels good to be on the right side, because if we were on the left and our content creators were him, Like I would be like, ooh, like this isn't good. Like I think I'm on the wrong side. Like we want to kill babies and up until the day they're born, and this guy is like our leader who everyone retweets and stuff.
Yeah, there's no real substance. He's kind of just saying the words.
I don't like that. I don't like the way this feels. But he's also so manic and so like backwards and wrong that there's a chance he's secretly right wing and just doing the left wing stuff to make everyone look bad.
Okay.
That's
I think that's maybe 150 to 1 odds. 150 to 1.
Probably worse. I'll do 10 at 150 to 1.
Locked in.
That book is locked in. Moving on, Stephen Colbert did a segment on his show with Iron Man guy.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Pattinson Jr. Robert Downey Jr., they did a thing about eating bugs. Look at this clip.
It's incredibly comfortable. Now, what is this? This looks like I could make cocoa with this. What is...
Right.
What is that?
Well, that's an insect-based premium protein. It's made from molitor, which is mealworm larvae. The company is called Insect. This is Infras. This is for fertilizer. And as you have there, this is a powder derived from the mealworm, and it's a insect protein just been approved by the EU for human consumption.
You're not just getting me to eat dirt, are you?
No, man, I wouldn't play you, bro. We're like one entity now.
If this is protein, it's essentially tasteless. It's just a protein supplement?
Exactly.
I could put this in a smoothie or something?
I'm telling you, yep. And they'll be making all kinds of stuff out of it. And by the way, it is the making of it is severely reducing the amount of emissions it takes. It is a innovation just in we're doing something incorrectly. If we make this switch, it's a huge intervention.
Yeah, I bet they're going to be making the switch.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr., he goes home and when the cameras are off, he just eats bugs.
He eats bugs, whatever's best for everybody.
He gets A5 Wagyu. He's eating like whatever he can. He gets sushi off a model. He eats whatever the hell he wants.
Want to wrap this up and take it home? And he goes, nah, throw it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the interesting thing about this, late night hosts traditionally were, used to be funny. They would make fun of this.
Yeah.
Hey, we're eating bugs. It's made from mealworms. And he'd like plug his nose and be like, I'm not eating that. Or it'd be like a Fear Factor thing where it's like, all right, I'm going to try it. But now it's like, oh, like this is just like a tasteless thing you can put into a smoothie and it's good for the environment.
It plays like an ad. Like they're doing an ad and they can't get out of line. It's like, don't say this. Don't say this. You can say it's a bug-based powder protein approved for EU consumption. Like they have like a hit list. Again,
they give him his desk to
they gave him the script.
They give him the script.
Yeah, you think Robert Downey Jr., literal super millionaire, is eating bugs, guys?
And Stephen Colbert, who's obviously a known Muppet, we talked about the hand up the butt and the mouth moving.
20 mil a year.
20 mil a year.
And Stephen will say whatever you want.
And then what they want him to say is get everyone to eat the bugs. So obviously eating the bugs is coming, and we know because Stephen Colbert is cool with it and pretending it's normal and basically easing the transition to get people onto it, I guess.
Yeah. Donald Trump, you're Putin's cock holster.
Yeah.
Eat the bugs.
Eat the bugs.
Like, eat the bugs. So, yeah. All right. Nice work, Stephen.
Moving on to our Monkey Pox section. We're still in Cringe of the Week. This is our Monkey Pox section.
It's tied to Cringe? It's not its own entity?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of Cringe. It's Monkey Pox season. So obviously people are getting monkeypox, which is sad. I think 90-something% of the monkeypox havers are homosexuals.
98% are gay or bisexual men.
Homosexuals.
Yeah.
So that's who's getting monkeypox. There's a guy who made a video about how important it is to destigmatize monkeypox. Check this out. So he's got the monkeypox on his face, and we're not going to make fun of anyone's sickness or anything, but that being said, when the gay guys get the monkeypox and you see where they get them, like this guy's got it all over his mouth, you can kind of guess how he caught it.
You can guess what they're doing and what position they were in when they got monkeypox.
I don't want to paint a picture for you, but you can kind of guess what happened and how this played out.
There was another guy who had monkeypox and it hurt when he went to the bathroom. So
he had a different problem area where he was doing, I guess, problematic things to catch the monkeypox.
Yeah.
This is interesting because I wonder if I should say this or should we play the clip first? basically my theory is, and it's monkeypox season, it's also schizo season, and that's where I get my theories from.
Start spiraling.
I get in that schizo spiral and I can't stop. So there were some news articles that came out about how monkeypox is affecting all the gay people, and there was like a story about how it's also affecting children. How could children get monkeypox? It has to be an abusive situation, like a very dark, pedophilic, abusive situation.
Yeah.
So if the kids are getting monkeypox, it obviously is a sign of a bigger problem and something bad going on at home. And what I'm noticing is there's like this big push to destigmatize monkeypox. So that push to destigmatize monkeypox, while it sounds nice and like, oh, we're just being supportive for people who have a problem and they're sick, we're also backdoor softening how we view pedophilia. Because if there's a kid who gets monkeypox, they're going to go, oh, we don't want to stigmatize monkeypox.
It better be on his frickin' shoulder or something, and he just brushed past the guy. If a kid has monkeypox all over this, or
that's what I'm saying.
That's the dark level.
That's the dark corner that I schizo spiraled to. So if we're destigmatizing monkeypox, then kids get monkeypox. Instead of saying, hey, why are the kids getting a disease transferred by homosexuals? We're instead going to say, well, we don't want to stigmatize. Kind of like when Kevin Spacey was accused of having a relationship with an underage person, and then he came out and said, oh, I'm actually gay.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, he's gay, don't leave him alone. It's no, there was like there's an underage person involved in that. Same with LGBTQP same with LGBTQ plus. The plus is a P, it's a P. It gets people used to that P sound, which also could be pedophile. Same with the trans kids doing consent. Oh, a trans kid, they want to pick their gender, they want to pick their pronouns. You have to support that. But what you're actually backdoor supporting is children giving consent and listening to children and giving consent. And that's like another softening of pedophilia.
Yeah.
Because you're saying, oh, kids can decide what gender they are. What else can they decide? And it's basically a slippery slope that's opened. So keep an eye out. If there's kids that have monkeypox, that needs to be very much looked into. Investigated. Call the cops. Look at this next clip, and you'll see why I bring it up.
We have seen now 2 cases that have occurred in children. Both of those children are traced back to individuals who come from the men who have sex with men community, the gay men community. And so when we have seen those cases in children, they have generally been what I call adjacent to the community most.
They better be.
Adjacent. Sounds like it's kind of intertwined.
Yeah, I don't know. Not parallel. It sounds like their paths crossed at some point.
Yeah, definitely not good. And we should obviously investigate that. And look at this next clip about, there's like a woman who's giving a presentation to a group of people about how kids can pick their gender.
So what we do know is that adolescents actually have the capacity to make a reasoned, logical decision. And here's the other thing about chest surgery. If you want breasts at a later point in your life, you can go and get them.
Adolescents can make logical and informed decisions. It's like, don't you know what you're saying? Don't you know what Pandora's box you're opening? Don't you know what this means if you say that and get people to agree to that? And it's basically all the same thing. So it is schizo season over here. Maybe I'm schizo spiraling a little too hard.
I don't think this is as schizo as you think. I don't think you need to soften your schizo-ness right now.
Yeah.
For that woman who's talking about that video, she's like, guess what? If they want chest surgery, they can get them back. Like, I assume she's talking about fake breast implants later if they regret their decision, which is pretty likely in my mind. And that logic is so backwards because it's like, well, if they're still obsessed with chopping off their boobs, they can do it later. You know what I mean? Like,
wouldn't you do this? Wouldn't you do that part down the road then?
Yeah, let's have 2 major surgeries instead and just, I don't know, hope for the best.
And do you know how bad a person's mind will be if they remove their breasts and then later want them back? Like the agony that you go through to get back to normal.
And you obviously can't breastfeed.
Can't breastfeed, alters you for life. They pretend that it doesn't, but it does. Oh, you can get them back. It would be fake breasts that aren't the same thing. And then to come back to that realization that you want them back is such like a horrible cycle a child would have to go through. And if it's all about, oh, they can just do it later, why not say, hey, if you want to cut your boobs off and you're 14, you can wait until later. And if you still want to cut it off at 18, you can do it.
The doctor will be waiting for you.
You know? So it's like they try to make it seem like they're rational and thinking and like on the side of science. but nothing actually makes sense, and they just want kids to make life-altering decisions as a child, aka let kids have consent, and people should listen to children, which I still don't get. We shouldn't be listening to kids about anything. Kids don't know anything
at all.
Wait till you see the next in Urban Decay, what we learned from our Justin Awad affiliate about how little kids know.
And those aren't even kids. Those are like
those
20-year-olds and stuff.
Yeah, that's so true. Exactly. All right. Cringe of this week is brought to you by our friends at Brave Books. Bravebooks.us. Use code Fleccas for some great summer reading for the kids in your life. Little Lives Matter. Very appropriate now, especially with Roe v. Wade stuff happening. It teaches the value of life for children, how important children are. They're gifts from God. This book highlights that perfectly. It's beautifully illustrated. It teaches your kids life lessons they need to learn in a palatable way. They're not going to shove it down their throat like the progressive teachers try to do and overwhelm them with confusing ideas. Bravebooks.us. Use code Fleccas for a big chunk off. They have the treasure chest, which has a bunch of cool stuff, or you can buy them a la carte. All these books are available a la carte as well. Or you can get a subscription where you sign up for the subscription and you get a new book every month. Check them out. The links are in the description. It goes a long way. Support the people supporting the show. Let's get back to Urban Decay. Moving on, we are in Urban Decay. Urban Decay, our first clip. We have a recurring theme from our last few Urban Decays where people have like a moment where they need help. Like they have like kind of like the worst moment of their life. Last week, it was the guy who had a medical emergency.
In like a 7-Eleven.
In a 7-Eleven, he collapsed, and instead of anyone helping him, they robbed him. This is a similar one. Check this out. Guy gets hit by a car, and look what happens next.
Boom. Actually, very violently hit by the car, too.
Very bad car crash into the guy.
Someone runs over. God, he's probably going to help him. Nope. Cell phone. Yanked.
Yeah. This is the worst moment of my life. I was just hit by a car. Oh, someone going to come help me? No, they're stealing your cell phone.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have both my tib fibs are smashed and I'm unconscious and they're moving my body to get to my wallet. Fun living here, guys.
Yeah.
And this actually, like you said, with when people should help, they go do something worse. This also goes with our inventing new crimes thing, like the gas pump switch.
Of course.
So this is called a hit and run and then rob.
Rob.
Yeah. So if you're a victim of it, it's one of the worst.
It's one of the worst. And these are like very much opportunity criminals where it's like if there's an opportunity, they'll do it. Same with our next clip. A store owner asks a group of black teenagers or, old 20-year-olds, whatever, if they need help with anything because he was a little suspicious of them. And this is what they did in response. Destroying the store. Because he asked, do you guys need help with anything? And they said, that's racist.
They're all wearing masks.
They're all wearing masks. They say that's racist, and then they destroyed the store. So the guy was right.
Yeah.
He was right to be suspicious about these people.
And he's like complaining. He's like, that's $300 worth of merchandise. Like, come on, guys. Like, he's kind of pleading with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, reasonable response, I guess. Fun living in this society, guys.
The white supremacy.
Yeah.
Because these kids are dealing with racism.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so upset, because white people have destroyed everything and made their lives so bad. And when people do stuff that's racist, like say, hey, can I help you with anything in my store? They need to act out this way because of all the racism.
Yeah. I think this was actually justified. I'm changing my opinion.
Yeah.
The racism justifies property damage. The racism justifies crime.
Even words, like if that guy said like, hey, you guys, blah, 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 and said like a racist thing,
yeah,
it still wouldn't justify destroying anyone's store.
100%.
Like, there's no words that would justify destroying the store unless the guy's like, hey, I have a hostage underneath this table.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, stop, there's really not a situation where words would lead to the destruction. But these people in the video were unable to help themselves, I guess.
And it's like, what would you do if some store owner really offended you? Fuck that guy. I'm never shopping there again.
Yeah.
I won't spend $1 there. You're not getting any of my business. I'm going to tell my friends too.
I would literally go, all right, man, whatever. And I would walk out.
Yeah.
Like, what did it even really affect my day?
Exactly.
Even?
So there's like an emboldened lawlessness happening where it's like, if racism, then anything I want. Right?
Exactly. If racism.
It's like a computer program in their mind. If racism, then destroy everything.
If N-word, go crazy.
That's really what it is.
Really is what it is. Our next clip is us checking in with our man on the street, Justin Awad, our favorite affiliate. He does such a good job. He went to Times Square and was asking young people basic questions. And we're going to see more evidence of, I guess, white supremacy kind of keeping these people down.
Yeah. White supremacy meaning like the ability to open and read a book.
Yeah, the ability to care about anything. Yeah. And your parents check to see if you did your homework. White supremacy did this.
Do you know how many stars there are on the U.S. flag?
52.
Yes. What state is Utah in?
Michigan.
Yes. Do you know what state Utah is in?
Utah, to be honest with you, I never heard of that place ever in my life.
Never heard of Utah, ever.
Yeah, not even just like, you got me. I've never heard of that place in my life.
I've never heard of Utah in my life.
Countries besides the USA.
I suck at history. I was like,
name 3 countries, and she can't because she sucks at history. History.
It's like, we're not asking you about the Ottoman Empire. We're not asking you about ancient Rome.
Yeah.
Like, this is like countries now, and there's 170 plus of them.
Say Peru.
Yeah.
Say 3 random countries.
Exactly.
I don't know history.
And it's like, you know what's funny? It's like the media has been so like spewing stuff at people. It's like, you can't name Russia and Ukraine right off the bat.
So true.
Like, they've been talking about that nonstop.
Yeah.
That should be easy. All right. USA, Canada, Mexico, Russia, and Ukraine. They've been pumping those ones for a while. Like, that's
Canada, Mexico, and then jump over and just say France.
Whatever they've been talking about.
Anything.
A country? Oh my jeez, this is terrible. Oh my god. A country. Wait, besides the U.S.?
Yeah.
Wait, besides the U.S.?
The buying time. What? Besides
the U.S.? Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, I can't.
All right, it's fine.
I can't do history. I can't.
Do you know how many dimes there are in the dollar? Make up $1.
A dime is the 10 cent or the 5 cent?
You tell me.
Can't even answer the question.
I don't know.
Can you name 3 countries besides the USA?
Damn.
Any 3. You know this.
Canada? New Mexico, right?
Close. Kinda.
Yeah.
Damn, I need
That's
one more.
good. That's good for the video.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah, so you got Canada, New Mexico, and what?
Damn. I need to go back to school.
Do you know how many states there are in total in the U.S.?
100.
How many continents?
100 states.
100 states.
Can't name any of them, but 100.
It's like these people don't know what continent they're on, what century they're in. They've never heard of Utah.
Utah's got a lot of national parks. Utah's got a lot of great stuff.
And these are the people that are going to say white supremacy is the biggest problem in the country. Every patriarchy is oppressive. The Constitution is obsolete and outdated. We need a blah, blah, blah in power. We need Kamala Harris, a woman of color.
Well, they can't actually name her.
They actually don't even know Kamala Harris. So, like, they don't even know anything, but these are the people that want to change everything. And these are the people we're going to give it up to. We talked about this in Schizo season last week. We said it was Schizo season. Everyone else is a brain dead cadaver walking around. This is what I mean. It's like, it's actually great if you're a based, awake person who's actually woke in a good way.
Yeah. Should we show our Schizo season example?
Yeah. But let's go one more. I just want to play the last clip. Look at this last clip here. The girl is asked, she doesn't know who fought in the Civil War. She thought it was the Nazis versus Germany. But here they ask, can you name all 5 Kardashians?
How many Kardashian sisters can you name?
Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian. Is that all? That's all.
Yeah, that's all of them.
You got that right. And go to the very last clip. And then this last clip is actually my favorite. He says, if you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be? And look what she says.
If you were born 10 years ago, then how old would you be today?
10 years ago. I don't know. I'll be like 14, 12. 12?
You don't even know how old I am. If I was, what was it again?
If you were born 10 years ago today?
If I was born 10 years ago today, how old would I be? I'm 20. Mm-hmm. You're 20? 10, right? I said 12. Close.
She gets it right. How old would you be? And she goes, well, I'm 20, so 20 minus 10 is 10. 10. And she gets it right, even though the showing of work is an absolute botch job.
Yeah.
But
See me after class. Notes on the paper.
She gets it right. Very good work from Justin Awad. We love him. Make sure you guys are following him and check out the link. It's in the description. Probably one of the best ones. Like, he's done like 4 or 5 of those for us. That was the best one we've ever done.
One thing I will say about Justin Awad, me and you have sat down and like we know he's going out on the street and we've tried to help him like write questions. We don't even write them dumb enough. We aren't even good enough to write like his type of questions.
It's so true.
So he's great at what he does.
Yeah. Another one would be like a clock, like one of those clocks with the hands on it, and say, hey, what time is it?
That's a good one.
No one knows what time it is.
Or just something, one word written in cursive. I guess that's like,
there was one from a couple of videos ago where he goes, what does YES spell? And the girl goes, Wes? It's like, you can't YES.
Dude, and I will say there is like a certain percentage of like being nervous on camera or whatever, but that other girl is just like, if you were born 10 years ago, how old are you today? It's just like 14, 12, just firing from the hip.
Guessing,
nothing.
Absolute guess. People know literally nothing, but they all graduated high school for somehow.
Well, that's a thing that's happening now. They just don't fail anybody.
No kid left behind or whatever, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So you just get a degree. And he even had kids in college robes graduating in some of these videos.
Not good.
He doesn't know how many states there are. So yeah, not good. If it's great for a lot of people who read books and who are normal and smart and care about things and want to have a nice life, because this is who we're up against and competing with.
Yeah. You can eat this person's lunch. Like they will not stop
all day. Don't get too depressed. Don't get too down. We're coming into our very nice uplifting gold section. Before we get into Uplifting Gold, our Uplifting Gold this week is brought to you by our friends over at Gold River Trading Company. GoldRiverCo.com is the website. They actually have a new product. They just released an iced tea product. It's packets of tea that are made to be iced tea. You boil some water, you add the packets, you put it in the fridge, you add some ice. It's very refreshing, very crisp. Richard Rappoi and I have been drinking the Gold River Co. iced tea all week. And it's the best iced tea I've ever had. I'm not just saying that. GoldRiverCo.com. Use code Fleccas for 10% off. As always, if you send me a receipt for the tea you purchased from Gold River Co., I will do a coin flip, and if it lands on heads, I will send you a free base mug. I've been sending out base mugs all week. GoldRiverCo.com. Use code Fleccas. If you're drinking tea or like hot chocolate and you're supporting companies that don't have your best interests, like Starbucks and Coffee Bean, I think it's time to make a switch. Make the change. Do it today. Try the stuff out. I know you'll like it, and you'll be returning for more. GoldRiverCo.com. Use code Fleccas. It goes a long way. All right, our first clip of Uplifting Gold. Cops bring kid chicken nuggets. This is a nice clip.
Yeah.
Kind of. The kid called 911 and ordered chicken nuggets, and they brought it.
Somebody did, but somebody wanted chicken nuggets.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Sorry about that. No problem. Oh my goodness, did you take my phone?
Would you call 911 for chicken nuggets? I would get in so much trouble for that.
I know. It's like the cop at least was funny, but that's you need to be taught a lesson.
Yeah, I feel like is that white privilege?
Maybe. I don't know.
The cop comes.
I think it's like the 911 operator is like a little kid got the phone.
Yeah.
It's not in any trouble. He just wants chicken nuggets. And it's like the cop probably has a legal obligation to check to make sure there's not like a home invasion going on and the kid got the phone.
And the kid's like secretly like, chicken nuggets. Yeah. I need chicken nuggets. It's like, what does that mean, buddy?
Dude, he brought him. Hey, is that white privilege? I don't know. That's the America I want to live in, at least.
Me too. When the cop got there, the kids didn't go, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, fuck you, church shoes.
You. Yeah, exactly.
So that's the America I want to live in.
Yep. Next is the Chipotle delivered in the food, in the flood, in the food. Chipotle. Flash flood. They ordered Chipotle, and Chipotle came. That's the America I want to live in too.
100%.
Where no matter what situation you're in, you could basically have Uber Eats brought to you. This is the dream. Isn't that nice?
I hate this sound though.
Yeah, I hate the TikTok brain. That sound is very much like, well, with Justin Awad, what we kind of talked about is like the people who are brain dead, they want the kids to be in what I call TikTok scroll holes, where you're just on your phone and it's swipe up, next video, something stupid. Swipe up, next video, something stupid. Next video, oh, girl's butt. Next one, kid doing something stupid.
And we've said it before. Meanwhile, China, their TikTok is showing them chess moves and like some major art. And,
how to dribble basketballs. And, so that's kind of the problem, is everything's geared to our youth being in phone-addicted TikTok scroll holes.
Yep.
Which is obviously not good.
And then every fourth video is an ad, so you buy it, you start consuming.
Consume, and then Asia and China makes everything.
Yep.
Let's do the Asian guy doing an American accent. That was a very funny clip.
Hey, Bobby, look, I'm American. I think I'll use my credit card. Do you guys have anything non-dairy? Anything gluten-free?
I like that. That's funny.
It's good banter, dude.
It's a good bit.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, then can we go? Can I? No,
don't do
no.
that.
Okay, all right. I got called off.
He did make a racist comment. Maybe am I allowed to smash his windows, or can I go beat this guy up? Or
let's
no?
go thrash a store up.
Yeah.
Let's just trash something.
Let's get new sneakers. Let's go get new sneakers for free now. Next clip is a guy who saves a dog with CPR. This is a nice clip.
It's a pit bull.
Is it?
I think.
Well, hopefully it doesn't.
You need water?
Recover. I don't.
So he's doing chest compressions. He's blowing into his snout. So
very dangerous putting your mouth that close to the pit bull, because once the pit bull regains consciousness, it's going to bite your face or attack a kid. But there you go. You saved the dog. I'm anti-pit bull. Obviously, I'm not going to backtrack on that. But it's nice to save an animal on video for the podcast, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's uplifting. This is the America I want to live in. Somebody revives your dog instead of just
help
standing
on
by.
the road. They should have robbed that lady when that lady needed help. Someone help me. They should have taken the leash and the collar and robbed her. Give me your phone. That was nice. See, we're okay with pit bulls, kind of. All right, next clip. I can go do the whale sightseeing one.
Is this uplifting?
If you're the guy filming.
It's a quick clip. Whale breaching out of the water and actually smashes the front of the small
Absolutely
boat.
smashes the boat. And I thought whales were kind of on our side.
Yeah.
And not really messing with people. They don't really eat people.
I thought they were aware of kind of what was happening on the top water.
They were like dolphins. They're like mammals. They're like us in the water. And they're like, oh, you're petting me. Oh, you want to see me. Oh, I'm going to say hello. Smash the boat.
Yeah.
Are you dangerous? Is it dangerous to be in the water now?
I don't know.
Not good. But it's uplifting if you're the guy who got that shot.
Yeah, that's a good
You
clip.
have a viral video now, and nothing's better than going viral on the internet. Uplifting gold. Next clip, the kid flips with the log.
Yep.
This is pure Americana. You're rolling logs in the water. It's fun. Shirt gets caught.
Oh my God.
You're absolutely yanked in.
Face first yanked in.
Face first yanked in. You're all wet. You learned a lesson. Everyone laughs. Mom got scared.
Yeah. Mom stopped filming because she got scared. But.
Yeah, but the family's out on a trip. You're on the lake. That's good Americana. Last clip. Is the marker poisonous? This is a good one.
What did you ask me?
Is the marker tip poisonous?
Why would you ask me that question?
Because I wonder what it is.
Wait, what? You say?
So,
Look at Jazz and ask her that question.
Is the marker tip poisonous?
Is what poisonous?
A marker tip. I wonder if it's like poisonous.
I mean, you're not supposed to eat it because I think if you eat it, you can die. But
that's not good news for him.
So, like, obviously, you wouldn't eat it, right? Exactly. Why would you ask if a marker tip is poisonous?
And he shows that he ate the marker.
Hey, that's funny.
Yeah. And there's parents checking on him. And he's learning a lesson. He'll probably never eat the marker again.
Yeah. You got to mess with them a little bit. I feel like messing with your kids is a rite of passage.
That's part of the game. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the end of Uplifting Gold and the end of another episode. Thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate the support. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. ShopFleccas.com for the best merch in the game. Helen Keller Denier shirt that I am wearing now is still available. That is in the pinned comment below. If you guys ordered one and got one that the font was too big, we're resending them out. There was an error with a batch of the Helen Keller Denier shirts where the font came too big. I kind of like it, but it's too crazy. It's too much of a statement.
It's an incredibly loud Helen Keller Denier shirt where this is more subtle.
This is subtle. This is chill. The other one came and it was like this big.
Keller
Helen Keller Denier. So if you don't want to be that intense, don't worry. There's a new one coming and the problem has been resolved. So if you guys like the Helen Keller Denier shirts, the link is in the description. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one. And also, before we go, there is a bonus land coming. We have a bonus 20 to 25 minutes that comes out every Monday. If you guys like the show, you clearly do. You're listening all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Check out
this is when we can really kind of get you to do something.
Yeah.
If you're all the way to the end and you're engaged right now,
please sign up for bonus land. Patreon.com/Fleccas or YouTube join. Links are in the description. You can sign up for as cheap as like $2 a month.
We do basically the same thing, but more evergreen clips. Like it's not like as day to day or like covering the news.
Yep.
It's kind of like open ended.
Exactly. This week we're going to be covering was TWA Flight 800 shot down. There was a Spirit Airlines fight. A man almost got shot with a gun that didn't shoot. Bird in the hand is gross. So I'll explain what that means. There's a pit bull clip.
Not worth two in the bush.
Not worth two in the bush. There's a pit bull clip. And then there is a guy who had giant sneakers, and we're going to explain what we think happened there. Kind of random, but it's fun stuff. Extra 20 minutes of me, Richard Ratboy. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you at the next one.